Add Christian Watson. What's up, everyone? It's Eric, aka Doc, coming at you from the Triple Play YouTube channel. And for this week's waiver wire ad, it's not a surprise, but I'm going to tell you why that Christian Watson is worth a speculative ad. Looking forward to the rest of the season. But first, I want to give a quick plug to Fantasy Points. Obviously, you're watching this, you're doing fantasy football. Make sure you check out their website. They have a lot of brilliant minds there. You can look at projections and rankings, research and news. They have different tools. Some of the, like I said, greatest minds in the industry. And if you use code TriplePlay22, you get 10% off. So if you're looking to make a playoff push, maybe profit a little bit on your fantasy season, I would definitely check them out. But going back to saying why I think Christian Watson's a good ad, and first we have to look at the depleted offense and the wide receiver room for the Green Bay Packers. So Romeo Doubs has a high ankle sprain, out 4 to 6 weeks. Randall Cobb had another ankle sprain. He's on IR. There is a chance that he plays this Thursday, but even if he does, we're looking at limited snaps probably. Amari Rodgers played 6 snaps on the previous game against the Cowboys, fumbled on special teams, has been having fumbling issues all year. Sammy Watkins played 21 snaps last Sunday. He missed 4 weeks with a hamstring issue. And if you just watch him, he's a former shell of himself. Can't really get the separation which he once had. Samori Toure had 12 snaps. Now, I didn't put Allen Lazard in here. He is kind of the unquestioned number one wide receiver, but he actually missed some time earlier this year with a shoulder issue. But obviously, Green Bay is going to need a wide receiver 2 to play against him, and that's where Christian Watson comes in. So just looking at a little bit about the drill percentiles and what really kind of makes him a threat in the Packers offense. And we look at that 40-yard dash time, it's a 4.36, which is in the 93rd percentile. Broad jump is in the 99th percentile. But one of the things that I really look for is the freak score, and this is courtesy of RotoViz. So freak score is a metric that uses height, speed, and weight to project the TD scoring potential for NFL prospects. So given the height and the length that he has and the speed that he has, it shows that he's hopefully going to score more touchdowns. Now, I know one of the things with Christian Watson has been his drops. Most notably, he had the first drop pass of the season, which would have been a 75-yard bomb versus the Vikings. And watching the game Sunday, personally, I thought he had 2 drops against the Cowboys. But when you look at the graphic below, and this is courtesy of Fantasy Pros, he only has 1 credited drop for the season. And what I also think is interesting is Christian Watson has the longest touchdown reception for the Packers this season at 58 yards. So kind of that home run threat. And someone, once again, going back to the speed score, the freak score, he probably has that highest boom upside in the Packers offense. And just looking at some favorables, he's playing with an accurate quarterback. Aaron Rodgers, regardless of how you feel about him, is still one of the most accurate quarterbacks, very pinpoint with the passes that he can make. The game script. So the Packers have trailed in the second half of the fourth quarter in the last 7 games, which once again bodes very well for passing. And just the confidence from others. So this quote comes from Ryan Wood for USA Today, and it's after the game on Sunday. And Packers rookie wide receiver Christian Watson says Rodgers and LaFleur told him after his drop, which was the first one, quote, "We're going to come back to you." And he says that showed off the confidence of what he needed. And ultimately, he got 3 touchdowns in that game, and is a big part of why the Packers won. So going forward that they're going to continue to target him if he's catching these balls, because if he was dropping them and they still felt the confidence, they're going back to him. And a large part of this is because the Packers didn't make any moves at the deadline. So they're stuck with the wide receiver core as they have. And just looking at the upcoming schedule, they play this Thursday versus the Titans on Thursday Night Football. The Titans have allowed the second most passing yards in the NFL. Then they play at Eagles on Sunday Night Football, so they're getting a little bit more rest, a little bit more healthy. They're likely going to be playing from behind, which once again bodes well for that favorable game script. And then they play at Bears, and Rodgers, in his words, has owned the Bears, 23-5 lifetime record. But the Bears have been a really good offense recently, 124 points over their last 4, an average of 31 per game, which means this has the potential for a high-scoring shootout. So for all of these reasons, I'm looking to add Christian Watson on your team. Now, from a fab perspective, this is really tough. We're entering week 11. Some people have 1% of their fab left. Some people have 80%. If you are really in need of a wide receiver, I would say I feel comfortable dropping 25% of fab. If you're kind of just kicking tires out there, drop 4 to 5%. See if you can get them at a discount. Maybe people don't believe in that 1 week, kind of great game he had. But for all of these reasons, I'm looking to add Christian Watson, a potential difference maker in the next coming weeks. So appreciate everybody tuning into Triple Play Fantasy. Let me know your thoughts on Christian Watson and anyone else that you'd like to see. Make sure you are subscribed if not already. And we'll catch you guys on the next.